Welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Captain America Iron Man issue 3. This is a miniseries from Marvel Comics, written by Landy, art by Angel Unzueta, colors by Rachelle Rosenberg, letters by VC's Joe Caramagna, cover by Alex Ross. Assistant editors were Martin Biro and Caitlin Lindsat, edited by Alana Smith. Alright, we start off where we left off with Veronica being detained by Cap and Iron Man. We get this long verbose info dump at the beginning and a lot of navel gazing. Veronica likes to babble incessantly and it's really annoying. She's a very obnoxious person and she comes off as very unlikable. Well, she's a villain, so I guess that's okay. Then Steve and Tony have a bonding moment, which is kind of weird. And then the Paladins have a lot of self-esteem issues and they come off as very desperate for attention and kind of pathetic, which is sad because they seem like they're actually interesting characters, or could be, and they really come off as very needy and requiring a lot of personal validation. And Captain America gives them some good advice, but they don't really listen. And that's probably going to backfire. So we have to see the Paladins have a bunch of internal strife for a little while. And then we jump over to some actual action where Cap and Iron Man are taking on Myrmidon. And we find out what the actual goal here really is. And we see an old Iron Man villain called the Overseer pop back up. And that plot's actually pretty interesting. So about halfway through the book, it starts getting really good. We find out what 51 was really up to, and we're left with a cliffhanger ending. About half of this book really was kind of pointless. It was a lot of jibber jabber that didn't need to be in there. Some of it was fine, but they really dragged it out a little too long, especially with the Paladins. They're almost breaking past supporting cast in this and becoming a little more important, which is a little annoying because the book's called Captain America and Iron Man. So their interpersonal nonsense really was irrelevant and should have been kind of cut down a little bit, and their insecurities were a little bit obnoxious by the end, and Veronica is just irritating. But overall, it's not written badly, it's just got a lot of fluff in this issue, but the scenes where they're fighting Myrmidon were pretty good, and the twist ending was good. So there's a lot of good structure stuff here, but a lot of padding as well. So I think this issue really could have lost about half the pages and been more interesting. It really needed to be condensed, and I think that's the fault of the editors, because a lot of the action stuff could have been expanded upon to make it a little more exciting, and the early personal interaction stuff could have been toned down significantly to allow for that to happen. So I didn't hate it, but it was definitely a more tepid issue than the others. And the artist did a pretty good job on this one, except he really needs to work on Captain America's chin because that looks freakishly weird more often than not. So kind of a mixed bag. It's a weak issue in a miniseries, but there is enough stuff moving the plot forward to kind of make it worth reading. So I would say pick it up at less than cover price and maybe you'll be okay with it. You could read this one on its own, which is kind of nice. These issues have been pretty consistent good about giving you enough plot to work with that each issue could stand alone pretty well, but this is definitely the weakest one so far. I will recommend it if you're going to read the series, just pick it up cheap. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for your support. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.